Do you want to work for a fast-growing strategy consultancy? STAX is a boutique firm hiring now for multiple roles across its 3 U.S. offices and rapidly expanding London office. With top-of-the-market compensation, fast-paced projects, and the opportunity to be promoted quickly, STAX is an attractive place to start or continue your consulting career. So if you're looking for a consulting role in a rigorous environment, working side by side with senior leaders on engagements across industries and project types, STAX might be the perfect firm for you. Find open positions plus job descriptions and requirements at the link in the show notes or at stax.com/careers. That's stax.com/careers.
There are a lot of reasons to go to a university, but one of them you probably don't even think about when you're entering university is whether or not it's a target school for firms like consulting firms that will later come to recruit on campus. However, it's becoming increasingly important to understand you are at a target school, what the expectations are, and if you're not, how to break in. I'll break that down inside this video. And before we jump in, if you are not yet subscribed, as a listener on our podcast or as a follower on YouTube, we would love for you to hit that subscribe button right now. Now, let's dive in. We're getting a ton of questions because it's application season right now, and people are wondering, but I didn't go to that school that I know has McKinsey on campus. I went to this school instead. How do I break in? And we've got both good and bad news for you. Number one, the firms are actually de-emphasizing their target program in a way that they never did before. Pre-COVID, it was target school or bust. Honestly, it was nearly impossible to break in, and there were only a few edge cases that broke in from outside of the target school categories. They were in specific office areas. They had a connection with a partner in order to break in. That was it. That was how you got in, and you had to be at a target school otherwise. When the firms democratized the recruiting process and they no longer send an army of consultants onto undergraduate campuses, but rather they host information sessions, they let y'all come to them, they have taken a more democratized approach to the hiring process in some ways. What does that mean? They're more open at the top of the funnel to have you submit your application. Before, you couldn't even find a link to get in. But the firms place increasing weight on being from a target school or coming from one of the target programs that they would consider, such as their early hire programs, their early recruiting strategies, and more. So what does this mean? If you are at a target school, you need to come to play because target schools are not even the same as they were before. You would imagine that firms that increase their hiring over time would always add target schools. But just a few weeks ago, we got intel that BCG had just removed the University of Michigan from their status of a target school, which means that now University of Michigan kids are the non-target status for a firm like BCG. That is super problematic. You kind of went in expecting one thing because now the stakes have changed. The other thing that's also really important for you to understand is that if you're breaking in from a non-target, the pool of people that you are competing against is larger than it ever was. And there is nothing specifically special about you unless you make it so. What does that mean? You have to network. Zero chance of breaking in with no networking. You have to be ready for the interview like it is the biggest test you've ever taken in your life. You have to treat this like the type A people that y'all definitely are, and you have to go after it with all that is within you. And I hate to say that because I wish I could just say, throw your resume over the fence, go drink a margarita, and get ready to have a good time. But I mean, first of all, you're not 21 yet, so don't do that. But second of all, it's super, super important for you to understand what's really at hand here and what it is going to take to compete. Now, if you want one of these jobs super badly, and I can speak from experience, I think it opened up doors to me that never would have been opened in my lifetime. I am so grateful that I took the time to go into consulting. I went to a target school, but went through a non-target pathway after I graduated. So I can speak to some of these issues specifically. But I would just say, like, if you're going to go in, you've got to go all in, and you need to make sure you have a amazing resume, like no stone unturned, phenomenal bullet points. Make sure you have an eagle eye look at it. You have to have a networking process that is dialed in, but not robotic. What does that mean? You need to be entirely human. You need to reach out to people, and you need to be genuinely enthusiastic, not checking the box when you're with them, but genuinely enthusiastic about connecting. And then you have to ace your interview, which for some of you is going to take 20, 40, 60 cases in order to get there. And you have to practice them out loud. Gone are the days when you could just throw a resume that you pulled off the internet over the fence, read a book, and wander into the interview. You will not succeed if you come from a non-target school and you try to play that game. But if you want a leg up, we would love to help you. Our Black Belt program is an amazing place to start. And if you have a little bit more time or a less formal network, our Super Prep program is also phenomenal. We'd love to help you out. We're excited to be a part of your process. Make sure you go in with the right mindset. Make sure you come to play and recognize that there are lots of ways to win at this game, lots of chances that you can take. But for each one you take, if you take it halfway, you will always wonder whether if you'd done just a little bit more, if it would have made a difference. Just to reiterate, if you want help with the process, we've got 2 awesome programs. Black Belt is the starter package. Super Prep is our advanced package. And we will support you with a coach. We'll edit your resume with you. We will go through the process of helping you really refine what makes you phenomenal so that you get your most advantageous shot to break in. We'd love to help you with the process, and we're excited to be here right along with you.